Okay, we're back. I just sprayed it with a little bit of the rubbing alcohol, which is, if you're new to this, I know that's a question I get a lot. What am I spraying on this and why? Well, what I do a lot of times is I use this rubbing alcohol, which is 70%, and take a bottle, put half with rubbing alcohol, half with regular water, and you mix the two, and then you spray it, and it softens up the wood. It will cut like butter, especially in those places that are really tough to get into. The only caution I would tell you is don't soak it to death, because what can happen is as it's drying, it can make the wood split. I haven't had too many problems with it, but I definitely, if you go back to my I'll think of it, my chipmunk. I thought I'd be smart and keep it wet all night long, and I threw it in a bag, sprayed it up, and threw it in a plastic bag, and it checked everywhere. There were like 12 to 13 little cracks, and I had to fill it all in. I show you how to fix that if that happens. And it ended up winning at the show, believe it or not. I really thought I could either just stop and start over or try to fix it. So I ended up fixing it, and it worked out just fine. So we're going to bring this down a little bit more up here. So, you know, if you make a mistake on a piece, it doesn't mean it's the end of the piece. You just may have to modify it a little bit. You know, it may not turn out exactly as you had planned, but, you know, never give up on a piece if you can. Not only for the cost of the wood, but, you know, you put a lot of time into a piece. You know, put a little more time into it and see if you can salvage it. 95% of the time you can. It may not look what you had planned, but at least, you know, you'll have it done and you'll have a nice piece. So, I'm still trying to dig out the face. It's kind of buried in his neck there a little bit. And I'm just going to bring this up, bring this down. There we go. Okay. Same here, we're going to bring this down. And okay, start shaping the head a little bit more. He needs a cheek on the side here, and we'll get that in there. All right. You know, and it's very hard. What you do on one side, not hard, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is it's very hard to get sides to match. And that is really a challenge. It's a challenge for me, and I'm sure it is for most carvers, to try to get the sides kind of together here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, where this is, right there, right where that turn is. Oh, that turn isn't as much as that side. I just see that now. Okay, let's go out a little further. Okay, let's see if we can cut that out. Wider. I'm going to round off the nose a little bit. So there's a lot more we need to do. We're going to bring this down. Remember, we want to get rid of all the markings. Not sure what to do there. Okay, I know what to do. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to bring this down in. Alright? Right there where that turn starts. We're just going to start digging it down in there a little bit. And free up that. Alright, just see how it's starting to... There we go. That's what we want. We're going to bring this up and around. We're just going to chop that out. If we have to, we'll trim this other side down. There we go. go. That's what we want. More of a turn. There we go. Do the same thing over here. Alright. Now, as I'm thinking this over here, I'm going to take a look at the ears. I'm not 100% happy with the ears I did on the test one. The reason for that, because we have horses here at the farm, and I know their ears turn outward. They don't go inward. So I'll explain that in a second here. Let me just bring this down a little bit more. Try to match that up. Let me do this here for a second in the back. Okay, I see what I'm doing wrong here. There we go. Alright, so we're going to just trim all this off, get all the hard marks off. Pick up the wrong knife. The other knife is not as sharp as it should be. If you're a beginner, it's really important to keep your knives really sharp. It makes carving so much more enjoyable. It really does. And you know, it's one of those things that most of us have to learn how to do, to sharpen. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's like people, some carvers enjoy just doing caricatures, some people enjoy doing relief work. I'm not a real fan of relief work, but it is kind of easier to do relief work because you're not doing it in the round, which means you're doing all the sides to proportion. For the most part, let me get rid of this. Okay, good. We're just going to bring this up and around. Bring this down further yet. We're slanting it upward. See how we're slanting it upward? Alright. This is going to get undercut much more, because we want to give it some depth to it. Alright. And then these ears, actually, it's kind of tough to do this because the ears should come out at an angle like so. Let's just start trimming these back a little bit. There we go. Now you can go down a little further if you want. We need to put the mane in there yet.